All right, we're looking at the back end here of the 2009 911 Turbo. That's a 9971. The last year they put the Metzger engine in it. And we're going to be doing a fuel filter. Got several things I'm doing here. You can tell that the rear bumper cover is off. Air filter is out as well. And hopefully we're going to shoot a few other videos. I'm doing a 60,000 mile service on it. It's got 57,000 miles. One of the things at that point is your fuel filter, okay? So you can see sitting right back here is my fuel filter. One thing about my fuel filter, wiggling, okay? So once I get this support, there's a support right back here that you can undo, or with mine, the support is broken. So I'm gonna pull the whole thing out. What you're gonna wanna do right behind this disconnect right here, which is this one, you will see a band right there. You'll see one of the clamps, like a hose clamp right there. You can undo that hose clamp and slip it out right there if your support's intact. That's probably the easiest way to do it, instead of try to undo the support and pull the whole thing out. But mine said the support appears to be broken, so I'm going to get the filter all the way out just in one piece, and then I'll get a new support. I'll put the new filter back in, and then if that's what's broken or any other pieces I need, I'll order them and then put a new support back in there later on. A couple things, I don't know if the other models have this. I've seen some people do this online with a few models, and they didn't have this release valve right here. So let me zoom in on that, see if I can show you. So you got a couple of options with your fuel. I've seen a few things online. Let's see if we can zoom in and get this really good here. Yeah, there we go, I think. It's a little blurry, it's close. So that's where you can undo that. It's got a little Schrader valve underneath it, and you can release the fuel. That's why I've got this towel here to catch any fuel. I've seen people do them online, just let the fuel drip around. Not a good idea. You don't want fuel going down into your engine bay at all. I've also read online that there is, go find the fuse that controls the fuel pump, and get your car running. Go ahead and pull the fuse that's to the fuel pump. The fuel pump will stop, and then you can run out what's in your fuel filter, and then you won't leak. I honestly don't think that's a good idea. I can't find anything from Porsche that says that's a good way to do it. Pulling fuses while the car's running, you're just asking to throw codes and all kinds of stuff, in my opinion. So just unhook the battery and you're good to go. Right back here as well, I'll show you on the new one, it's easier to see. There is a ground wire that you'll need to just pull off and then put back on when you put the new one on. What I'm going to do to help prevent spills as well is just being very careful with this opening. You can cover it with something else if you want to. I'm going to take this cap once I have my connector off back here, and I'll take that cap and slide it on. This thing is so tight, it is really hard to show you what I'm doing, like the video with the actual procedure. All you'll see are my hands. I mean, it's tight but doable back there. You want 19 millimeter wrenches. Apparently my 19 millimeter shorty wrench has disappeared. I've got this set to 19 millimeters. You'll need two of them, okay? One onto the back of here, and the other one onto your hose back here to counter and get those off, okay? First thing you want to do, drain the fuel here carefully. I know working on the BMWs, the fuel is pressurized. I didn't see anything online or in the manuals about this being under pressure when the car is off, okay? But it might be, so be careful. Pressure's not high, but enough to squirt in your eyes if you're not really careful. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna release the pressure here, drain as much fuel as I can, and then we'll take off the front. You tilt it back, put the cover onto it so a lot of fuel doesn't come out. Undo this one just with a squeeze right here. And then I'll show you what we got once we get to that point. All right, so I can verify there is pretty much no pressure on this fuel system when the car is off. I just took a little Torx wrench here and used that to depress, just got a very small amount of fuel out, maybe 3 or 4 drops. I mean, that's it. So you don't have pressure on this when the system's off. I'm gonna go ahead and unhook it back there and show you what we got. All right, here's just a quick shot of how I got the wrenches on there to do it. And once you get your first little loosen of it, it'll actually come off by hand. I honestly think this would be a lot better with 2 little 19 millimeter shorties back in there. Like I said, I can't find my 19 millimeter shorties, but this worked just fine. And then once you've got it here, see it's really loose. You can take it off by hand. Okay, so we've got the fuel filter out. Took a little finagling, but came out okay. I don't know if this is a replacement or if this is the original. Looks like it may be the original. Been in there for a while, but that's okay. 60,000 miles is when you're supposed to replace it. And hopefully I'll put a video in of doing the O2 sensors, which I'm about to finish up with. But I found this little piece laying down next, or just above, I guess, where the driver's side catalytic converter is, just loose, hanging in there. And obviously, supposed to attach to some hoses. After looking online at what this is supposed to look like, it actually is supposed to be here, like this, underneath this band, all right, underneath there. So I'm gonna see if I can put that back together the right way and get it attached in there. Obviously, maybe somebody took this off and dropped this, or didn't lock this piece in very well. And this is supposed to keep it from wiggling around, okay? This piece fits into the side back here. It's just so hard to show you, but see this little slit back here? Oh, I don't want to spill any more fuel. I've emptied all the fuel out, but still. Little slit back in there. These pieces here, and then here, fit into that back there and lock in. But this is also supposed to be on there and lock into some hoses to keep it from wiggling the way mine was wiggling. You want to stop that wiggle. Wiggle in the engine bay at, you know, whatever, 5,500 or 6,000 RPMs is bad. Okay, so let me get this off and I'll fit it into the back and get the new one in. I'm gonna do it the way it's supposed to be done, which is get this on there, get this support in, and then feed my filter through the band here, the clamp. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, so here's the complete support part the way it is supposed to be together. All right, so I'll get my clamp onto there, get it fitted where it belongs, and then put my new filter through there and hook it up. Okay, so here we are. Took quite a bit of finagling. I don't know why I couldn't get this one to thread actually, but I actually had to take off this connector here, pop it up, thread it in, and then put the filter back in and pop everything together and tighten it down. But now my filter is mounted right where it belongs. My hoses are actually hooked up in the holders they're supposed to be hooked up into, and things don't wiggle over here anymore. I mean, not any more than they're supposed to. But anyway, that is changing out the fuel filter on the 2009 911 Turbo 997.1. Thank you all for watching. As always, if you like this video or it was helpful to you, please give me a thumbs up on this little bad boy and join up with the YouTube channel. All right, see y'all later.